Okay, and everyone and the people who don't want to be on camera, just mute yourself. Just go off camera. And I will put myself as a speaker, so you probably see me on the big screen. Okay, so again, welcome everyone on day 3 of where we will discuss self-image. It's a very, very important part because how we see ourselves is what we send out and also how others see us. So it is a very important part to be aware of. And also it is part of the paradigm that we discussed about yesterday. It's part of our programming. So I really want to congratulate you, for showing up every single day so far. Well, most of the day so far during your lunchtime, or in Troy's case, very early in the morning. I really appreciate that. And that just shows the commitment to wanting to learn. I really love that. So as a recap for people who weren't there before, who are just joining, first we looked on day 1, we looked at the vision. What are the things that you would love for yourself? Love to have, love to be, love to do? And what is something you would love to create in your life? And then the second day, we looked at how to start making this vision happen for yourself. And I suggested pick 1 or maximum 2, because your mind is overwhelmed if you pick like 20 things you want to change, so concentrate on 1 or 2, and also see when those things change, you will see a ripple effect on other things. So, it may not even be 20 different things anymore, maybe only concentrating on these 2 is really making a difference for you. So yesterday we also talked about the paradigms, the programming that is in our way. And yeah, I mean, for me, this information at the time was mind-boggling. I had no clue that our subconscious mind is taking up such a tremendous big part of our life, our daily life. 90 to 95% of our daily life consists of autopilot, of our programming, just running in the back or running for us. So, in order to really take charge of your own life, you just have to be aware of this. And once you are aware of it, once you make this conscious, you can change it. But if you don't know what to look for, you cannot change it. So, we also talked about the programming. Can people mute themselves, please? That would be awesome. Thank you. So the paradigms and the program we talked was really a set of habits and beliefs that is programming, that is letting us do things in a habitual way. And that has to do with things that we do, but also the things we think. We have a habitual way of thinking. And we have learned and picked this up from a very young age. And I showed you the video of Bob. He explained it, I think, really well. And I think all of us can really relate to this in some form or another, right? And there is no one on this planet that has no programming. So you're not alone. And then also we looked at some of the things that maybe come into your mind when you think of your own vision. What are the thoughts that are immediately coming up for you? Oh, that's not possible for me. Oh, whatever it is. And I also invited you to write those down. Those, let us call it non-productive habits of thinking and doing. And I also suggested, let's turn it around. Make it productive actions by choosing consciously the exact polar opposite and writing those down. So part of our self-image, part of our programming is also the amount of money that we make, you know? So just let me ask you and reflect for yourself, what is the most that you have ever earned? Just reflect on it, because this is part of our programming. If it has been more or less the same for a longer period of time, you are programmed to earn a certain salary or a certain income. And especially people having their own business, this is an important part to have a look at. So today we are looking at another important part of our programming, so our self-image. And it is really what you think about yourself is also sent out to other people. So if you are shy, or if you think yourself, I'm a shy person, oh, I'm stressed, that is the stuff that you send out to others. And that is what you also get back. So this is an important saying, I would say, what you send out comes back to you. And just reflect on it. Reflect on what you get on a daily basis. And then just wonder, how is that? How does that come? Where does that come from? Because there is a law of cause and effect. It's a universal law. But oftentimes we think the cause or the effect, the cause is outside of us, but it's not. It's inside of us. We are the cause to the effect we want to create. So if you're on a daily basis, say, I am busy, I am stressed, I am overwhelmed, guess what you get back? You also have a choice to say to yourself, I am calm, I'm confident, I'm at ease, I effortlessly do the things I want to do. That is also what you get back to it. And that can be trained with repetition. It's no hard work, it's just being conscious of it and repeating over and over. So your self-image was really created at a very young age by interactions with parents, maybe with grandparents, interactions with teachers at school or with kids, your friends, and also really the things we picked up, the experiences we've had, either be it good or bad. We give it meaning for ourselves. And also the things we are repeatedly told left a lasting impression on us. And we started to believe them. We take them as the truth. Now, some of them may have been very useful to you, while others you can really do without. Wouldn't you agree? So let me give you an example. When you were good in school, you probably got a lot of praise by your parents and by your teachers, and you probably have a degree now because this is what you do. And also going for the max and going for a perfect 10 or a straight A is probably also now part of your consciousness, part of your programming. Whereas others may not have been so good at school. They may not have had the grades that they wanted. And they were commented by teachers, by parents, they were pushed harder and harder. And they may have started to believe that they are no good, that they cannot learn, that they're not good learners, that they're not good enough. And you see, we let the grades dictate how we felt. And we started to believe that, that we're either super or that we're no good at all. So for me personally, and I remember this very well, I was quite an eager kid, maybe too eager for some people. But I was really trying to do the best I could. And I was quite good at school. I was quite good at sports too. And, at a certain point, I think I must have been 5 or 6. I told my mom, hey, Mom, I'm really good at this, right? Better than the other kids. And I remember this so well that my mom didn't say anything. She didn't agree with me. She only mentioned, this is not nice for the other people. this is not nice for the other kids. And I remember as a notion, she actually felt embarrassed about me that I said that. And she suggested to me to not talk about it, adapt to it, lay low, do not be conspicuous, do not stand out, try to keep, she really tried to keep me small for my sake, for my good, to protect me, obviously. But I remember so well at this point that I was so disappointed and surprised at the same time. But it started to be a program in my life. I started to lay low. I started to adapt as much as possible. And I started to compare myself with others to, for sure, not be conspicuous. So when I started my own business, I didn't know about this programming, but, you know, I am my business. But I certainly, at a certain point, also came to my own limits because I had so much difficulty showing up for myself, showing up in a video, having an opinion, to stand out or to show something on Facebook or on whatever. And I had no idea it was my self image that was in the way. It was my programming. Now, of course, I don't blame my mom for this because she just did it with the best intentions. But you see how tricky this programming is, and see how tricky this self-image is. So your self-image is kind of like a thermostat, and it determines the results in your life. And it is a continuous feedback loop. What you send out comes back to you. So if things, and some people also say, um, first things are good and then they get worse, or my sales are going up and down, you know then really it is like this, that if things get a little bit better, it will automatically level out in the next period. So this is really an important part of the programming. An important part of your success is your self-image. So change your self-image is to change also your results. Who do you want to be? And especially in line with the vision that you have for yourself. So in our self-image also lies the difficulty some people have to say no, to stand up for themselves. Because this is the part where we want to be accepted. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be listened to. And this is also the part where we could feel inferior to others, or not worthy or deserving, where we compare ourselves on social media, for instance. And this is also the part where we feel the need to be perfect, to have things perfect, and probably not get a lot done. This is also the part where we hold ourselves back, keep us small, while we know deep down inside of us there is so much more that wants to be expressed, that wants to come out. And deep down, you are meant for more than you are currently doing. And it all has to do with the habits and the beliefs that we have about ourselves. That we cannot have or cannot do or cannot be something different. And this is really the part that holds us back. And to go out of that, to break out of that, makes us feel so uncomfortable. Whereas on the other hand, we know that there is so much potential locked deep down inside of us that wants to come out. It's kind of this, like we also discussed yesterday, there is Y type thoughts and ideas and an X type programming. This is what makes you overwhelmed or indecisive, or not knowing what to do. So now, does that resonate? Does it make sense? So whatever. Oh, just this year also, to talk a little bit about me, and also the uncovering of those beliefs about myself and also my work. I was referring to working at Roche, that's the corporate job that I have, as having a proper job. So being an employee and having a boss was a proper job to me. This was what I had learned in my life. This is what I had to deal with as a first generation business owner. To get rid of this generational programming about what a job should be and look like. And this discovering this programming was making it very clear to me that the thing that I love to do most, which is coaching, which is facilitating and teaching, wasn't a proper job to me. So how does that work? And even though I was self-employed and running my own business since 2008, somehow I didn't believe there was a proper job. So when I changed this, which actually it was this year, when I changed this and started to affirm that coaching is my proper job, coaching is my business, things started to shift for me. I got a lot more done in a very short amount of time. I got the help that I needed. That's interesting, isn't it? And today you're also seeing the results of it. I love to do these workshops, and I hope also that you love attending them, and you can feel the love that I put into it. And I felt resistance at first, but now I have a clear idea about what I want, let's say this vision, and I see it as a proper job. That's one of the programmings I got rid of. I can now let it all out. I can be more free. I can express myself better. And I want that for you too. Whatever it is that you want to create in your life. Maybe it's more money, a better lifestyle, a meaningful career, a fulfilling job, wonderful or loving relationships, expressing yourself, maybe with art, with writing, with singing, whatever it is, becoming a better version of yourself and not holding back. So whatever you decide to take as a vision for yourself, you have already seen it on the screen of your mind. It is yours. It is inside of you, waiting to be expressed. It is an urge. It is your life's energy. And in order to really create a self-image that serves us, we need to become the person that already has achieved the vision or goals that you have set for yourself. First, we need to be it, and then we can have it in the real world. We need to feel into it. So this is really a fun exercise, and write down, maybe in your workbook or on a blank piece of paper, your goal or vision on the top that you want. And then you can write down the identity you will be. What does this person who has accomplished the goal say? What do this person think and feel about her or himself? How does a perfect day look like for this person? And maybe you also want to steal some qualities in other people that you really admire, that are further ahead of you, or like maybe the naturalness of Oprah or the creativity of Elon Musk, whatever it is that you want to take. So write in as much detail as possible, and I give you 5 minutes, and write in as much detail as possible. How does a perfect day look like for a person who has achieved the goals? Maybe you get up in the morning and you meditate first, or you jog, or you're planning your next luxury holiday with your family, or you buy organic foods and you prepare a healthy lunch, or you have a coffee with your personal stylist. I'm just getting your nails done, getting your hair done, having a wellness day. So what would this person who has achieved the goals do different? How does this person clothe? How does this person interact with others? What is the attitude? Is this a confident person? Is this a calm person? What car does this person drive? How does she get up or he get up in the morning? How does he or she feel? How excited this person is? So just write down anything that comes to mind. So how would this person behave, do, be? Now, for instance, if your vision is to write a New York bestseller, you are probably going on a promotion tour, or you are invited to talk shows to explain about the book, or to have book sessions, book signing sessions. So really let your fantasy and feeling run freely. Now really take maybe 5 minutes to reflect. And I have some more people joining. 5 people to reflect. Just write it down. Hi Vesna, hi Monica.
Hi, Mathis. Hi,
Hi.
everyone.
Yeah, we're just doing the exercise about the self-image at this moment. So do you want to come in 5 minutes, or you want to say something about your experiences in about 5 minutes? Is that okay? Do you have time, or do you want to do it now?
No, it's all good. I'll just mute myself, do something else, and I'm happy to share in 5 minutes or so.
Super. Thanks, Vesna.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi Monica.
Hi, Marlies.
Hi.
All good.
Nice of you to be here.
Of course.
Yeah, we're just doing this exercise another 3.5 minutes, and maybe you can share a little bit of your experiences.
Sure, happy to.
Two and a half minutes. 10 seconds. And once again, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just jot down whatever comes to mind. So I have invited Monica and Vesna. They were part of our first mastermind, and maybe either Vesna or Monica or both can just tell you a little bit about their experience and how their vision, slowly or quickly came to fruition. So who would like to start, Vesna or Monica?
Sure. I have my audio already tested, so I can start. So thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here. This is the call. I was just now reflecting, the call that changed me really for good. We had this call 2 years ago, and this session about self-image was really the one that impacted me the most, affected me the most. Yeah, what it did for me, or what was so special about it, was really to include the feelings of this being the person that actually I want to be. So that was something new. Of course, before I had my dreams and maybe my goals, but never really embedded it me as already living them. So experiencing or feeling those feelings already in the present time back then was something that felt actually just felt good. And then it made me realize that some of these things I can actually already have, I can already be in certain aspects like that person. There is at the moment nothing stopping me. But I was just not aware of that. I just didn't realize. So that was this kind of an obvious or very quick thing that I could change immediately and see the effect. And then for the rest, of course, we then work together in our mastermind program throughout the year. And that also just felt good because it was effortless, enjoyable, very well kind of structured. And I could just feel myself growing as a person. And really everything I wanted was just coming in. And of course, because throughout this whole program, I had my vision board. It's still there. Actually, it's always in the mirror in my bathroom. So I look at it many times a day. But in a meanwhile, right, throughout the year, we would elaborate that, or I would set some midterm goals, or partial, or redefine, or detailed out parts of certain goals. And some of that then I would just also forget. And recently, when I look back through my notes, I see so many things I actually just have them now. It all became true, and it was it was a pleasure. It was not hard work. There was no frustration. I could just feel myself, be getting better and better in everything I want as a person, as a employee. And of course, I got to know Marlies and Monica here, and another dear colleague of ours then very well, because we were doing this journey together. So actually, I also made good friends on the way. So I highly recommend this to everyone. And yeah, happy to hear also if how other people perceive this session about self-image, because it was very important to me back then.
Thanks, Vesna. And what
Thank
has
you.
changed in your belief?
Concretely, things that, I can have things effortlessly. It doesn't have to be hard work and sacrificing something else to get a new thing, that things can really run in parallel. And that I can just ask for support on the way. This is now about the support was really at work. I used to do everything by myself. And of course, then when I wanted more responsibilities and work and other jobs, there was always, but then I have more work, and those thinking how I would then manage. But actually, I don't need to do things by myself. So I think these two were the most
Yeah.
for
And
the
isn't
one.
it also true, Vesna, that in that meantime, in that short period of time, you went from, let's say, an individual contributor to a people leader, right? You are
Definitely.
now having your own team, and that
Yes.
was nowhere on the horizon. You were stuck in a team that you did, that wasn't going wasn't going forward, etc. And now you are managing yourself a high performance team because you have this vision, and that is so amazing, I find.
Yes. And
Yeah.
actually this kind of positive feeling, this motivation and drive, I was able to transfer to the whole team. So we also
Yes,
now in our project team meetings, it's the end of the year, we also had the little reflections, and that was exactly the feedback I got.
that's wonderful.
So it's kind of a ripple effect that then I was able also to transfer this further.
Yeah,
That's also is a great satisfaction, of course.
absolutely. Yeah. And the thing that you wanted was to become a development lead, and you're there now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like that.
effortless. Yeah, exactly. So, there is so much possible. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing, and I appreciate, you being part of the mastermind. Yeah, I loved it, and I still love it.
Thank you. Maybe just another concrete example to share was something from personal life. When so I'm a mother of two children, and after second pregnancy, I never went back to my shape before the first pregnancy. So I was also stuck there for a while, and I was then trying it to do the same way that I did it after the first pregnancy. And after the first pregnancy, I managed to come back to the shape. And now after the second one, somehow that didn't work, and I was really stuck in that. And with this program, when we were thinking, and it was really just that once I realized that what matters is that I want that fitness level back then, and it doesn't matter which way I arrive. I also very quickly and very easily just tried another way and got my result in also no time. So this was also kind of something that left big impression on me, to be honest. It was so simple. But yeah, I was kind of blind back then at the moment. And together with you, focusing really on the wishes, focusing on the outcome, helps you really find also new ways.
Absolutely. Well,
Thank
thanks
you
for
again.
sharing. Yeah. And Monica?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm muted. I wasn't sure if I was muted or not. Yeah, no, I echo what Vesna said. I mean, we all went on that journey together. I think this first part is this vision and very clear goal setting is so important. And I think what I learned along the way is how you are programmed to think certain ways and to believe certain things, and how those really, truly get in the way of you achieving your goals. And the minute, I think the first step is becoming aware of what those are, because sometimes I think they're not even conscious. I know for me, I was not conscious of some of them, many of them. I think the words you use to describe yourself or to describe your goal are so important. It says everything when you look at it clearly, without any bias. And I think once you can sweep away those thoughts that are getting in your way, or those words that are getting in your way that you believe are true, but are not true, I think, like Vesna, things just fall into place. It's kind of amazing. I've seen it a few times in my life, and now in the last 2 years since we've been working on this, I've seen it also on the professional front and also on the personal front, how some things just it gets easier once you're aware of what's stepping in your way of whatever it is you want to achieve. Things just seem to go, and if you go, I mean, I call it going with the universe, but it really does. When you can clear up the negative thoughts and negative beliefs and that are untrue, that are in your way, I think everything becomes easier and clearer, and you know how to get there. And it takes a bit of courage sometimes. You're not always ready for it. So I do think there is like any change, even on the work environment, you go back and forth. Sometimes fear gets in the way, sometimes other things get in the way. But I think identifying it and becoming aware of it, I think is such an important first step for getting rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then being able to achieve, whatever it is that you want to achieve.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, Monica, for you, that was Monica did the investment, and actually, she also resented it in the beginning. She
Yes.
resisted it, and she was miserable. She was thinking, why did I do this, etc. I'm in this, and but altogether we kind of, it's a process. You need to get rid of it, and at a certain point you need to surrender to the idea that you have, the vision that you have. You just say, this is just what I want, without the resistance. And once we called it out, and you started to clear it up, and and
No, that's
now,
true. There,
yeah,
there were some key moments there where, yeah, you made me intensely aware of, yeah, of silly things that were standing in my way that I wasn't even conscious of before.
yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah.
And that's where the group and was really, and you were great, Marlies, about leading the group to do that in kind, thoughtful, effective ways, let's say, where you become aware of it, and yeah, can get rid of that resistance that you have put in your own path. You don't even know why. It's like,
Exactly.
why am I resisting this so much? You've become aware,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it gets much easier
Yeah, exactly.
once that's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I also, you can, in the workbook, there is also a part that says about the energy scale, or also the energy alignment scale. So the
Mhm.
more you are aligned, with good feelings for your vision and how this may be for you, how does it feel like, how does it look like for you, the easier it gets and the faster you can create. I mean, you two are examples of it, and me too, really.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, the speed is definitely something. It's scary. Once you really do have things aligned,
yeah,
it's almost scary because it's like you're on a slide and you're going
yeah.
and you're not even doing anything to push it. You're just going on the slide towards your goal. And you're like, how did that happen so easily? But it is.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, everything is gone.
exactly. And all three of us, we are corporate employees, really.
Yeah.
We are colleagues of each other, and we were in situations and in jobs that partly we liked and partly we really didn't like. We didn't like the managers, we didn't like this, we didn't like that, we had too much work. But how you can yourself change that, from the inside out, and how you create a ripple effect. And it starts with having a vision, having something that you want in
Yes.
mind, and feeling into it, what it is like. Yeah. And then you can create, then you can innovate. Also this goes for teams, this goes for businesses, this goes for
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
clears up what's in your way. I mean,
exactly.
that whole thing about the tiny habits, I mean, I actually mentioned that in a team meeting the other day because there is a big challenge we have on one of the teams. And, and how can we get people to change significantly in a short amount of time? And yeah, now we're looking at what tiny habits we can put in place to help people start to make that change. So it happens on the business side and also on the personal side, as Vesna said. I mean, there are personal goals that I had that once I clarified what they are, I didn't even see how they could be possible at the beginning of the year. And now they're in the process of happening, both
Hmm.
at work and in my personal life. So
Yeah,
it is amazing.
yeah. So, well, I hope. Well, thank you so much, also, Monica and Vesna, for sharing your experiences. So I just want to point out, this is possible for everyone. We're just kind of ordinary people, who have a vision for ourselves and who knew there was something out there. There was more for us than we were currently experiencing, and it is there for everyone if you want to believe it. And if yeah, so tomorrow we have a VIP day, and we will go even more into detail of the sequence that you can apply for yourself, and also possibilities, obviously, for working together. Because in a like-minded group of people, it is so much easier to focus, to get the results, and to be yourself, to express your vision, to express your feelings, and to also share your wins, which is not always possible with everyone. And I think that is the beauty of it. And I think we are able to create a psychologically safe environment where you can just be yourself, and that is so important, in this whole process. So
And
thank
I
you
would
for.
just like to add that this was very important to me, as you said, this kind of our little group, we were all there for each other, wanting the same thing, and we had that continuity. And this is very important when you want to build new habits. You have to have this continuity. Just if you're allowing yourself too much, too long waiting time or some breaks in between, you're kind of slowly, unintentionally going backwards to your old habits. So until those are really set in place,
Very
this
true.
continuity was so important. And again, it
Yeah,
was a lovely group, great people. So it was a pleasure,
Mhm.
and it did good to all of us.
it's true. It was a great trusting circle. And
Yeah.
it does take time, as Vesna said. I mean, it took me maybe a little bit longer than most since I started off so resistant to the whole process. To get rid of really, I think these beliefs, as Marlise said, I mean, that you're not even fully aware of. And I do think the process of writing it down in this book is a great start because it starts to crystallize what you want and how you are pursuing it so that you can get rid of the things that might be in your way and only focus on what will help you get there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much, you both, for sharing this. It's already 1 o'clock. I still had a couple of more things. I think I will just continue
Okay.
with it. I mean, we have the recording, yeah. So people can also, if you need to hop off, you can also listen to the recording later on. Um, but and for those who hop off, I hope you also come tomorrow, because there, we do a recap. You get some bonuses, and also, we also give the complete sequence of, how to go after your vision without the stress, without pushing too hard. Like also with Vesna and Monica says, that it's easy, that it's effortless, but you just, thank you, bye, that you just have to keep this vision in mind and slowly move towards it. And it doesn't have to be hard, it doesn't have to be painful, it doesn't have to, but you need to use your imagination. You need to also have the will to continue it. That's also an important part. Those are two superpowers, by the way, our imagination and the will to do it. um, Thank you. Thank you, Monica. So those are some of the things we will talk about. We will talk about tomorrow. But today, to quickly continue the last parts, if you still have a little bit of time. So you have reflected on the person you want to be, or you are actually the person you are when you have accomplished the goals. The next exercise, and that's in your workbook, is to have a to-do list for your new identity. What is this person doing each and every day? Because this will be your new to-do list. You already act as if you already have it. You already do it. So you can do this by yourself, I think. Really write it down. What is your to-do list? What are your daily rituals, ideally? How do you spend your free time? Do you exercise? Do you eat healthy? Do you meet friends? Do you have your business? How often do you meet with people? Whatever it is. So this is going to be your new to-do list. And then the interesting thing is, you can reflect on all the things that you can already do today. Like Vesna was telling you, you know, there are a number of things that you can already do today, and you can mark them in a certain color. Maybe you cannot, maybe you say, I want to have a cleaning lady each and every day because that is really matching my vision. And maybe you can hire a cleaning lady not every day, but you can maybe hire one once a week or once a month. So you're slowly getting into this identity. Maybe you want to say, well, this person will go to wellness every day of the week. Maybe you can't afford it right now, but you can say, I choose to go once a month. Perhaps you want to meet friends for lunch every week. Maybe say, well, maybe make it every month. So you're slowly starting to get into the habits and the behaviors of the person you are going to be. You know, you're identifying, embodying already this person. And really check out this whole list and see what you can already do today in a certain form. And you will be surprised how many things you can mark already that you can do today. It's really interesting. So when you take action on it, you are already moving towards it, towards the person you want to be when you have your wish or your vision accomplished. So also in your workbook, I suggest to then pick 3 that you can already implement. So with this, slightly over time, we come to the close of today. And thank you again for being present, for watching, for listening. And we'll be back tomorrow with a wrap up. And also, I will be doing an embodiment meditation that really lets you feel into this feeling. That is so important. And we wrap it up. And I also will we'll talk about some next steps you can take for yourself or in a group in the mastermind. And I will give you some bonuses and some ideas, some suggestions for books that might also be interesting for you. So with that, have a lovely afternoon or morning or day for Troy. And thank you very much for listening. And see you hopefully again tomorrow. Okay, bye. And you can also ask questions tomorrow. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Marlies. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marlies.
Thank you. Thank you, Dee.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.